Bad Pop Song is recorded specifically on the native territory of the Mia Mia, who are one of the Great Lakes tribes. Much of present-day southwest Ohio sits on the native land of the Fort Ancient people, who were builders of the Great Serpent Mound located in what is now Adams County.
The city, now known as Cincinnati, was built on the land of the Shawnee, the Mia Mia, the Kaskaskia, the Hopewell, and the Adena. Please visit nativeland.ca to find out whose land you reside on. That's native-land.ca.
Hi, kids.
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Bad Pop Song.
Woo.
The show where we take you on a magic carpet ride through my wondrous world of musical cringe, film discussion, critique, and various other fun stuff.
Whatever floats your boat, man.
Whatever floats my boat. I, of course, am Bo.
Hi, Bo.
Here with us is your very I should say just overall, just like coolest hair ever. Your co-host Dan.
Do I owe you money?
No. I think I owe you money.
I'm here to tell you about badpopsong.com.
Yes.
You should go check it out. Then you can see other episodes of this very same podcast. Watch or watch Bo sing, doing some wonderful songs, some of his own work, and read up on other things that he has to say about filmdom.
Yes. Please.
All things Bo.
Yeah.
Badpopsong.com.
Yeah. And of course, if you are watching us on YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button.
Somewhere down there. I don't know.
So, it's no surprise. We're getting another film episode in here.
Of course.
So,
We do that.
I'm very excited to talk about this film.
Uh-oh.
It is, of course, one of my favorite genres. It is a horror film.
Ah!
And not only is it a horror film, it's a body horror film.
Ooh.
Yeah. So,
David Cronenberg.
Yeah, there's some inspiration there, I'd say. But well done. Good reference.
Hey,
1,000,000 points to Dan.
It came up in my film studies or whatever in college. So
Points for Cronenberg.
Videodrome.
Points for the hair. So, yes, we will be discussing recent horror film called Together. Yes, which stars Alison, Brie, and Dave Franco.
Okay.
As a couple who leave the city and move to the countryside for a quieter life.
As you do, yeah.
Yeah. And they while they were out hiking, they have this encounter with something a little strange and maybe supernatural. And
Smurfs.
If only. But no Smurfs in this film.
Oh, darn.
So yeah, after that experience, things start happening to them, and it has a lot to do with couples and companionship and complacency and everything that comes with people who have been together for a certain period of time.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's sort of so the things that they begin to experience after the incident in the forest are are horrific, and also it also appropriately uh stamps this film, body horror, but it also has a lot to do with profoundly, what couples go through, when they've been together for a certain amount of time.
Okay.
And just sort of the gripes and the grievances and the 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 unsureness, or or the
Okay.
maybe the instability, that comes with with all that.
You're being very cagey about everything.
Well, I don't want to give too much away.
All right. Well, tell me a little bit about this couple. What is where are they in their life and their relationship? You know.
Millie is a school teacher.
Okay.
Tim is an aspiring uh he's an aspiring guitarist.
Oh, geez, a musician.
Yeah, so that's all. It's funny you mentioned that. This movie hits home with me on so many levels.
I could imagine.
Not even
the struggling musician.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And and so they decide to have a quieter life. So they leave the big city and buy a house in the country, and
Thinking that somehow this will solve all their problems, or
well, maybe thinking that they just need a quieter life,
okay.
and
Too much hustle and bustle.
yeah, and she finds a teaching job, and so I feel like she's it's in a a rural area, so she's working like in a smaller school, less kids, so she's also maybe feeling maybe she could make more of a difference as opposed to, like, working in the big public school where it's hard to kind of zone in on one individual kid, but anyway,
especially when you're teaching like 100 of them at the same time.
and things have not been moving quickly for Tim in his music career, and I think he is trying to revive that.
Okay. So he's experiencing burnout, or
not burnout, just maybe just a lack of, just not getting the big break, whatever. Although his friends, one of them being Millie's brother, they are, they're sort of doing well in the indie scene. They're on an indie label, they're going on tour, and like at Millie and Tim's going away party, they ask him, hey, you want to go play guitar with us?
Yeah.
You need to get back into this, because he's so he agrees to do it. But I think it's just sort of being involved with Millie too, getting there is that maybe he gave up a little bit on it, to invest more in their relationship,
So there's a little bit of resentment in there, perhaps.
Maybe, but there isn't. You don't see a lot of resentment in Tim as much as he just seems unsure about things,
right? Which I gather is why he sort of agreed to moving into the country, because you figure if you're trying to have a music career, you have to be in a big city, otherwise you're not going to have opportunities.
Yeah, well, he feels like Millie's been patient with him and his pursuing his music, that maybe he needs to try to be more.
And this is something that she really wants to do because she can help people more.
Seems to be, yeah.
Okay, so I have a better picture of the couple now. So they're going through stuff, and this experience or whatever you are very vague about.
Well, Tim also has some trauma from his childhood, so I think that has
everybody has baggage.
That has a lot to do with his issues, And I'm not saying Millie and Tim are not a good couple. But Millie, on the surface, she just seems to be one of those, oh, love you, that kind of thing. Like she just, there doesn't seem to be a lot to her. But when push comes to shove, you actually see the substantive part of her personality. But on the surface, she's just kind of like that kind of doting girlfriend, who's just like, oh, are you okay? No.
Pleasing, putting other people's needs before her own, sort of thing.
Maybe, yeah. Just doesn't seem like there's a lot there,
Yeah.
It just
it's all hidden inside.
It doesn't seem
carefully guarded.
It doesn't seem like they have any kind of a real deep personal relationship. But you're also, you're seeing their relationship from just from the movie starts, they've been together for like over 10 years.
Yeah.
So, so you're not seeing their past, so, but yeah, I think there is obviously some struggling there. Like he seems very non-committal. She seems like she wants to take it to the next level and that kind of thing. So
are they married?
No, they're not married. No.
Interesting. So that's another hurdle. I'm sure. Yeah. So let's dive a little bit into the incident. Is this like, an old gypsy woman, like a la Thinner? Just comes along and says Thinner, and then suddenly they waste away.
Thinner, it's funny you mentioned that. That's such a terrible movie.
It is.
But it's so fun to watch.
Is it?
Yes. No, nothing like that. It's more like cultish.
Ooh.
There's this sort of cult.
They walk in on a ritual or something like that.
Well, it's something that has it's something that's ancient. And,
okay.
Yeah, and
an ancient, mysterious, eldritch horror of some kind.
Yes.
Right.
So yeah, they're hiking, and they fall into this cave during a rainstorm, and Tim drinks some water out of the pool that's in the cave. And yeah, well, the mistake is they spent the night in the cave because they were trying to just because they got lost on the hike and it was raining really hard, and I think they were just trying to wait out the storm. But neither of them were really injured or anything in the fall, and they could have easily just climbed out of there was a way to just climb out of the tunnel. But again, they stayed there to wait out the rain. And so stupid decision, right then and there. But without that stupid decision, we would not have a storyline.
Right.
We would not have a narrative.
Honestly, I don't think it's really a stupid decision. It's like, wait until the rain stops, then you'll have a dry way to get out.
I guess so.
You won't have to walk home in rain.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Well, look at you. You're much.
I'm not an outdoorsy person, so
And
some people like walking in the rain.
You're probably a lot more sympathetic to the human condition than I am.
Who knows? I only think about myself. I don't like walking in the rain just because my fur gets wet and then just feel gunky.
His fur.
You see this? Fur.
That's not the furriest part of you. Well. Sorry. Totally inappropriate. So yeah, that's so things sort of ensue from there.
All kinds of vague body horrors, which we will not discuss here, to keep it fresh for if and when you go to see it. So, tell me a little bit about the cast and crew.
Well, I'm big fans of both Alison Brie and Dave Franco. I've been a fan of Alison Brie for a long time.
Yeah.
She's a very good actor, and she's pretty notable, well established film actor. She's had quite a successful television career. She's played iconic characters in um, shows like Glow, and she's she was in Mad Men. She's been in Community, so she's
Oh yeah. Okay.
yeah. And her film, uh, her filmography, of course, is also very impressive. I mean, she was in Promising Young Woman, which is an Oscar nominated film. Um, Horse Girl, Somebody I Used to Know, Spin Me Round. She's part of the Lego film series.
Okay.
I think she's in a lot of things. She actually was in. She's been in films with Dave Franco, and they are actually together. They are a real life couple. So they have done films together as well. And my favorite performance actually of Alison Brie, and it's a very supportive role, and it's probably like the least challenging that she's ever did, but there's just something about her performance that is just very loving and supportive. She was in The Post. She plays Meryl Streep's daughter, and of course, The Post is based on the actual story of the Washington Post. Whether they're trying to figure out whether or not to publish the Pentagon Papers, but the whole like the Vietnam War cover up and that sort of thing. And her, Meryl Streep plays Katharine Graham, who's the head of the paper, and of course Ed Bradley is played by Tom Hanks. So Katharine Graham is about to make that huge decision about whether or not they're going to publish this, and it's because she's under a lot of scrutiny and a lot of pressure, and she's a woman too, so all her board members are all men, and they're very chauvinistic and that sort of thing,
and only concerned about making money.
Yes. And Alison Brie plays her very supportive daughter, and minutes before she needs to make this big decision, you see the Graham family, they suffered a loss because Katharine Graham's husband, who was the former head of the paper, he had mental health issues. He died, he committed suicide, that sort of thing. And there's a scene where Katharine Graham, Meryl Streep, is talking to her daughter, played by Alison Brie. She's saying, "Oh, you took control of that situation. Your father had died, and I had to go talk to the board, and I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say, and you had this checklist made out for me, and you were just a girl, but you had this checklist for me, and I want you to." And you had a statement all ready for me to read. And she goes, "I want you to read this to me." And she's like, "Mom, I can't do it. Don't make me reread that." And she's like, "No, I want you to read it." And so Alison Brie reads it, and you just show that it just shows what a loving, supportive mother she was. And she was like, forget it, forget all the chauvinists trying to put you down and that sort of thing. She's like, "I just don't want to fail you. I don't want to fail you or your siblings or anything like that." She goes, "And you haven't failed us. You are, this paper, you have maintained this paper. You have, you've kept our family going, and so don't worry about, you're going to make the decision that you're going to have to make." And it was just a really good scene between the two of them. But if Alison Brie has blown me away in all of her other stuff, but for some reason that scene in the paper,
that was your gold star moment.
It gets me emotionally. It just me, and I like dialogue, so But enough of that. Back to Together. So yeah, so I mean, I feel like I should talk a little bit more. It's like you can't really talk about the film without really talking about what happens to the couple after the cave experience. And basically,
fast forward a few minutes if you don't want to hear about body horror.
You're having there are some sort of supernatural, like paranormal stuff that's happening. It's like Tim is in this, like he falls into this trance, and he can feel a lot of what Millie is feeling. And there's a scene where she goes into town because she has to get food and everything, and she's driving the car, and he's in the shower. This was just after they had come back from the cave, and he's in the shower, and then he like goes in this trance, and every time the car like stops or turns, his body in the shower is like reacting to it.
Oh,
yeah. So he's like slamming into the tiles and hitting the glass door of the shower, and as the car keeps moving and she's driving, you see his head like pushing really hard against the tile. The tile starts to crack and stuff like that. So you start to realize why the movie is called Together, because it's like it's almost, yeah, they're actually becoming like connected on a not just in the emotional sense, but like, yeah, there's
mentally, physically, emotionally.
Yeah. Yeah. So there is.
I can only imagine how far it goes.
Oh yeah, and it just goes nuts from there. And then of course the trauma from his childhood, that is kind of thrown into it a little bit. So
you start to get a better picture of where these people came from.
So, and of course, he doesn't drive, so he gets invited to go on tour with his buddies, and they have a show in the city, so she has to drive him to the train station, and he doesn't make it because he has like this little attack at the train station. And yeah, so he goes to the school where she's teaching, and he finds her, and you get the sense too that they have not been physically intimate in some time, and he shows up, and he feels like a very intense, like primal desire for her, and of course she's very happy about it because they haven't been intimate in quite some time.
This is something that she would like. So
yes, but I don't know. The only other thing I can say about the incidences in the film and the body horror is just like, careful what you wish for. Yeah. So
all right.
But there's a lot. There's actually a lot less to it than I thought there would be, because I was seeing trailers for this film for such a long time. So of course I was really looking forward to seeing it. And both being Dave Franco and Alison Brie, I was like, this is going to be a fabulous movie. The trailers look really messed up. Like, it's awesome. This movie's gonna fuck me up really bad. In the trailer too, and you see in the film, they're just seeing in the trailer where their eyes are just like, their eyes are so close together, like their eyelashes are touching each other and everything. It's just a really the trailer is really creepy, but the trailer makes it seem like the film is more like psychological and hallucinogenic, and kind of more of a isolation kind of a thing.
More of an emotional thriller.
No, not emotional thriller. Like again, something kind of hallucinogenic and again, more isolation but it's more like a full out horror movie. Full on horror movie, and it is body horror. But I expected to leave the film feeling unpleasant, but the film does not It doesn't do that at all. You kind of you leave feeling satisfied.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not to say whether it's a happy ending or not. So.
No, not to say, but yeah, there's very few characters in it.
Mhm.
You know, and the film is mostly the characters, Millie and Tim, and
Their plight.
and their obvious plight. So
Who directed it and who?
it is directed by Michael Shanks. And Michael Shanks, I had actually seen his short. This is his feature length
Premiere
directorial debut. Yes.
Okay.
He made a short that I saw. It came out in 2019, but I actually saw it probably within the last couple of years. It's called Rebooted, and it's a stop motion animated short.
That's cool.
Again, it's called Rebooted, and it's about a skeleton who he kind of wigs out and like goes through these. He takes these drastic measures when he learns that a film that was created based on him is being rebooted.
Oh no!
Yeah, so it's a really good short. If there's a way for any of you to access it, I definitely recommend seeing Rebooted. But yes, the Together is his full length feature directorial debut, and it is
cool.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
You'll be watching for him in the future.
Oh, for sure, without a doubt, without a doubt.
Interesting.
And there's one of the other characters in the film. He is a teacher colleague of Millie's. The character's name is Jamie. He's played by Damon Harriman. Damon Harriman also is a really good character actor, known for he's in House of Wax, and he was, I think, most recently in Better Man, but he's also very up and coming, and this was a very he gives a good performance in this, supporting as it is. It's quite a good performance. And
okay, and this was written by whom?
This was written by I had that all up. You always get me when I'm
sorry.
No. I should have all that. Oh, Michael Shanks wrote it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the director wrote it. Yes.
Wrote and directed it.
Wow. Yes.
Wow.
So, do you have any other questions?
Well, I mean, I have the usual questions. Is there anything else we need to discuss about this one?
Discuss like what was relatable for me.
Okay.
In it.
Okay. Other than the struggling artist trying to make it in the music scene?
That very much hit home.
Uh-huh.
And the whole being together, being with someone for a number of years, and then the complacency that happens, and there's that period where you're trying to figure out, is this complacency? Do we need to make a change? Is everything the way it should be? That sort of thing. Am I giving too much of myself up for this other person? That was all very relatable for me. And in that regard, I do kind of want to give away a little bit of the film without giving away the ending or anything like that.
Skip ahead another minute or two.
I think I will discuss at least the emotional aspect of the film. There is a very profound emotional message in the film. And the Dave Franco character, Tim, he does not. It took all of this. It took these horrifying incidents, these things that are happening to them, for him to realize that he actually is happy in this relationship, that
Okay.
he loves Millie, and it is definitely more important to him than his music career.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and he realizes that before she was in his life, he was just miserable. He was this guy just dreaming of a rock and roll life when all he really wanted was just her.
All you need is love.
And that's kind of how I feel about my own marriage and how I feel about Jason. And it's like, you were along for the ride of my my rock and roll life, and just and everything that came with it, just all the gigs and things like that. And I feel like through all of that, all I really wanted was all I really wanted was companionship. I was just waiting for Jason, to find me. So that is something very relatable.
Okay.
It was, so this movie hit me hard, like just in ways I did not expect it. I didn't expect it to first of all, again, I was you're satisfied. You get the movie doesn't leave anything unanswered.
Okay.
And so that was very unexpected and pleasing. And another thing that was unexpected and pleasing was the tenderness, the sweet feelings that I had, the emotional reaction I had to it, the positive emotional reaction. It was very unexpected. Because again, like I said earlier, I was expecting this to be like again, just something very hallucinogenic and trippy and disturbing. And
it wasn't, you weren't expecting it to be so real and relatable,
right? So I was very pleased.
Is this going to be a film that ends up being in your rotation, or you just watch it often?
I think I will.
Yeah,
I think it is.
It sounds like it's that sort of film that you just sort of relate to and you just want to experience over and over.
There isn't a scene in the movie where you just I don't want to. Well, maybe other people would, because again, it is body horror and not everybody, but it's not as like gruesomely body horror. It's not even like body horror the way The Substance was,
Okay.
The Substance, as good of a film as that is, it's a brilliant film, but it's just something you can't watch over and over again. You're just like,
the ick factor is too high.
Oh, very high ick factor. This Together's body horror is not too ick factor. He did
enough to creep you out, but not enough to make you want to puke.
Yeah, enough for Michael Shanks. He knew where to like draw the line. He's like, this needs to be like a full on horror film, but there's not going to be like a huge ick factor to it. So it's just enough of body horror. So I do want to throw in some bad pop song into it.
Oh, go for it, man.
There's a really good use of the song "To Become One" by the Spice Girls, which was one of their,
a little on the nose,
which is one of their hit songs from their first album in 1997. No, in 1996, excuse me. And what's funny, she the song is mentioned in the film very briefly, but it's weird. It didn't hit me. It just, this movie surprised me in so many ways. Michael Shanks wrote this in such a way that like nothing is expected, nothing is predictable. There's
I understand why you're so cagey about it. Then you want everybody else to experience the total surprise.
Absolutely, there's nothing rote about it, and I feel like any other rote film, I would have, let's say I heard this, you made the reference in the film, and I'd be like, oh yeah,
this is where we're going.
It did not. That did not hit me at all. It
one of those things where at the end of the film you're like,
that's why this film is so good. And I'll just say it right now, it's 5 stars.
Okay,
it's
that was my next question.
Yeah, it's really good. No, there are very few films in my life that I just want to watch over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think this would be one of them, definitely. Yeah. I mean, there's probably about, it sounds like a lot, but compared to like other movie enthusiasts, it's not really. But I don't know, there's probably about 30 or 40 films that I could watch just on the repeat.
Yeah, enough for a playlist if you had like a week off or whatever. Just turn it on and
never get sick of.
Watch all week long.
I think Together is going to be thrown in there. So, but
none of the streaming services have a playlist feature. I feel like that would be a good addition, and I don't know why nobody's done it.
I don't know either.
Yeah,
maybe you need to be the one to do that.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna go knock on Mr. Netflix's door and say, "Hey, can you add this?" Mr. Disney Plus, can we have playlists? That would be great.
Well, you never know. I mean, I think so much that I see on Netflix now, I feel like Dan and I could have wrote that.
Yeah.
Or you and D could have wrote it.
Yeah. I've been hearing a lot of people poo-pooing the new Ice Cube War of the Worlds.
You know what? I have too. I'm still gonna find time to watch it, though.
Everyone agrees that it is
it's rubbish.
It is trash. It is not even vaguely disguised Amazon ad, really.
I don't think it helps that he is also kind of gone off the rails.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's some of his political things are, very far right, and I think that doesn't help him either.
No.
So he's had a lot of blowback with that.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because I was a big fan of PE back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So, I still am,
Yeah.
I love the barbershop films. Yeah. So anyway, I think I've said all I need to say.
There's one more thing that you need to tell me, though.
Okay.
I know it's going to be played at your film festival.
Oh, definitely it's a Midnight Madness film.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's a Midnight Madness.
Ah, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Get the freaks out.
Yeah. And Alison, Brie, and James Franco are no strangers to, the Midnight Madness. They have I think they themselves kind of have a cult following, just because of the just to the degree of like good actors that they both are.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think both, particularly Alison Brie with her with the stuff that she's done on television and things like that, but even like Dave Franco is really, I think he needs to do more movies like this, because I feel like he does too many of the Now You See Me kind of movies. He's one of the stars in that franchise, which is about the Vegas magic show heist group of people, and there's another one coming out, and
of course,
and
they're popular films.
I don't know. I mean, they are popular films, and I'm hoping he's just doing those films to cash in so he can do more films like Together, because
things that let him flex his
because he's that talented. He's a really good actor, and I think as a couple too, real life couple, Brie and Franco, I think this was such a great collaboration. They both were producers of the film.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
the next Hollywood power couple.
So yeah, I'm hoping he's doing the Now You See Me franchise so he can spend time.
There's something to be said about that,
Well, a lot of actors have done that.
You have to do the Batman film so you can go on to do
George
Good
Clooney,
Night and Good Luck.
George Clooney would not have been able to start his his company, he and Grant Heslov, if he wasn't on ER, If he wasn't, if he didn't do all the rom-coms, the film with Michelle Pfeiffer, which I absolutely love. I love that movie. Again, we've said this, Batman and Robin is total rubbish.
It's terrible.
Yes. But you know what? He got a shit ton of money. And even the big blow up action film with Nicole Kidman, those sorts of films. I mean, he did. He the movie he did with Tarantino about the criminals,
the vampires.
The vampires. Yeah, I mean,
Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn. That movie has its moments, but it is kind of rubbish.
Yeah, it is a schlock of a film.
He had to do all that stuff, to be able to make the incredible, like you mentioned Good Night and Good Luck, which which is, it may still be on Broadway. He's
that's right.
Yeah, he himself is playing Edward R. Murrow,
right,
in it. And I actually saw that. I saw the live production of it on CNN. I was absolutely blown away by it. It was so good. Yeah, you have that. And I think I mentioned when we talked about Love Me earlier this summer, with Kristen Stewart, all the Twilight stuff and it's just all the fluffy stuff she did. So she could do that, the amazing, the like, just those, the brave sort of envelope pushing performances that she,
good shit.
Yeah, the stuff that she has. It's that kind of stuff so I hope to see this. I want to see more stuff with Dave Franco. I mean, he has done plenty of that, but I hope he has, like, it gets to the point where he has so much money that he can just focus completely on the substance.
Has FU money,
the substance, the FU substantive stuff. So yes, absolutely,
very nice.
I love it I love seeing when actors do that. So it's just because it proves to you, like, they have depth. So yeah, I feel like I've said everything I need to say about.
I think we've covered it. So let's wrap this up.
Yes.
Thanks for watching this episode of Bad Pop Song. Remember, check out our website, badpopsong.com, for the latest episodes, links to the songs, films, shows, whatever else we talk about. It's all up there, everything Bo. And be sure to like and subscribe to Bad Pop Song on YouTube. Hit those little buttons down there,
please.
Tune in next time when Bo continues to invite us into his magical, wondrous bubblegum world of all things media, music, and body horror. Stuff that makes you cringe. Good or bad. Until then, I'm Dan.
I'm Bo.
Have fun.
Stay groovy.